So range matchups play out a little differently depending on what runes the enemy champion takes. In this case, we're playing against a phase rush Vlad, who burnt his flash at the start of the game. I didn't know that. I haven't watched this replay until now. Wow. Okay. Well, in any case, we're going to be following me. We're going to toggle the vision to just me. But wow, yeah, holy shit, I didn't know he burned his flash. Anyway, so phase rush, for those who are not completely aware of what it does, it's a speed boost after 3 separate hits on an enemy champion, whether that's abilities or auto attacks. But more importantly for Olaf, it's also slow immunity, which means, well, not slow immunity, sorry, it's 75% slow resist, which is very close to slow immunity. It makes it essentially impossible for Olaf to chase a phase rush user down for the duration the phase rush is active. And this other thing I'm going to talk about real quick here is Olaf's level 1 is really strong, and one cheesy thing you can do if you're confident about the topside matchup against top and jungle, like Vlad's super weak at level 1, Echo's like not amazing at level 1, he's okay. What you can do is like either just slow them down and attack them, or just try to outright steal the buff. In this case I tried to outright steal the buff. Unfortunately, as you're about to see in a second, he just smited it away, so I just decided to Q him as he left. And end up actually missing the minions for it. Under the circumstances, like, it's not too bad of an average. Like, let's say there's a 30% chance of stealing the buff. That's probably worth losing 3 minions for that 30% chance. But in any case, so I know Echo's on the top side of the map, so I don't want to go too aggressive. Like, I know he was going to be kind of low, but at the same time, if I just toggle the vision real quick. Is he holding potions? No? He's actually used his potions. Okay, so he's just really slow. I don't know much about Echo Jungle. But like, I haven't assumed whether he's going to be low or not. In any case, you can see that once the phase rush procs, like, you basically can't, it's not really worth chasing him. Unless you're willing to chase him beyond the duration of phase rush. Phase rush only lasts for, as I lock on myself here. Again, I can't see. Okay. Phase rush only lasts for 3 seconds, I think it is. Doesn't say on the description, but I think it's 3 seconds. So basically what you can do is you can fight him, he'll proc phase rush, and then you just keep chasing him, but you don't actually bother like queuing him or anything. Because, you know, it's not going to do anything if you queue him, other than some damage, sure, but like, you'll actually not gain distance if you queue them while they have phase rush active, because the time it takes to like throw the Q out basically negates the 25, like the tiny ass slow that you get while they have phase rush active, and it depletes your mana, so it's sort of not necessarily a great idea. One thing though is that Vlad's gotten pretty low here because Vlad's early sustain isn't that great. So like, I know that if they try and force, I can just go for Vlad. And here the fact he has no flash sort of comes through. So what I expected, sort of hoped would happen, maybe I'll just slow it down a little bit, is that this E kills him and he doesn't flash away. But in fact he didn't have flash and the E didn't kill him. Zerko comes in and I just like walk away. I didn't have W because I used it on Vlad, so I didn't want to fight. But I knew that Echo would probably come in, so once my W was back, I was willing to posture quite aggressively because I knew I could win this 1v1. It was a functionally no items Echo, because neither of these have any effect on champions. So yeah, that was pretty straightforward, free kill for me. But The Vlad flash. It makes a lot of sense. I wondered during this game why he didn't flash at the very last second in that situation. But now I know it's because he flashed on the fucking fountain. Anyway, so I've come back with Kindle Gem Dorans. Kindle Gem obviously really important to just chase people down with that CDR. And Dorans is just stat efficient, you get some more HP, I get a bit of sustain, which will sort of match, or like my sustain's a little bit lower than his at this stage of the game, just because he's Vlad and I'm not Vlad. If I spam my W I can sort of equalize it, but I don't want to always have to spam my W. So you can see here, he procs Phase Rush, and then like you can just chase him down. He has to proc Pool after that, and then he's out of tools to keep him alive. And then there's this flash, which has just come back after he used the Deadly Fountain. But back to itemization. So yeah, the Kindle Gem, the reason I've gone with this setup is basically because I don't need more damage at this particular point. Like, the thing I need most is, well, I need a little bit of damage, but mostly I just need the ability to not die more than I need the ability to kill things, because I'm already killing things. Like you saw there, if Vlad didn't flash, he would have died. And if I still had flash, he would have also died. I didn't need more damage. So, like, factoring in that I want CDR, and I want durability, and I want only a little bit of damage at this stage, like, this is by far the best purchase I could have made. You can argue that I could have gone Longsword instead of Dorans. That would have set me up for a quicker Black Cleaver. But I kind of just, wow, that's my phone message going off. I kind of just wanted as much as I could get, and here, the game, when I watched this fight, that's when I sort of understood the game was over. Because while we were all looking at topside, botside apparently went really, 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 really badly for the enemy team. Because our mid lane, level 7, as my phone message goes off again, level 7 Camille just got ganked by a level 3 Varus. And at this stage the game is basically over. There's nothing, I'm pretty sure they're just open in the next 60 seconds as my phone keeps yelling at me. I don't know if that picks up on the audio or not. I'm guessing it does because my mic is like not extremely directional. But yes, enemy bot lane is just, they're done. Which is a bit of a shame, because I wanted to play out this matchup a bit more. But yeah, the rest of the matchup plays out pretty similarly if you have a lead, or even if you're just even and you like pick the right times to fight. Basically you just want to make sure that you're not sort of on his side of the lane, because he has 2 disengage tools, right? He has Phase Rush 3 seconds and he has Pull, which lasts 2 seconds, so he has 5 seconds of disengage. And given the fact that you can't just make an axe hit him exactly as he comes out, let's call it like 5.5, maybe even 6 seconds of disengage. So that's 6 seconds of movement. It's also like extra move speed on Phase Rush. Is it extra move speed on this? Pre-phased. Well, pre-phased, so a little bit. So in order to kill him, you're going to need him to be closer to your side than the halfway point. If he's only like here, Phase Rush will probably take him over to here, and then from this point, Pull will take him to like here also, and then you can't kill him anymore. So what you need to do is you need to control the wave so that he's at the very least he needs to be at like the halfway point. And beyond that, you want to make sure that he's kind of low, so that he can't just survive your all-in. Because if you all-in and like you burn, what, 300 mana, just spamming Qs on him, then you're gonna have no mana later on. But yeah, at this stage the game is over. There is really no gameplay left, so I'm just gonna speed that up. Itemization wise, I would have probably gone pretty standard here, with like Black Cleaver into Styrax. Because top side of the map was sort of tending towards magic damage, Zed obviously physical damage, but Vlad and Echo both magic damage. maybe I could have gone with a Null Magic Mantle. I don't think it would have been worth upgrading the Null Magic to Hex Drinker, or certainly not Spectres. And if I really felt like I needed it, you can upgrade it into a Negatron Cloak, and then you can later build that into a Wet Sand. But Spectre's Cowl isn't very efficient, except for against poke, and against Vlad you don't want to poke, you want to all-in him after poking him down. You don't want to like constantly trade, because Vlad will just heal it up. Early on it's not too much of a factor, but like he was starting to starting to come online, because his Q, which is all of his healing, he needs CDR, and the cooldown goes down with ranks. So like level 7, level 9, with 20% or more CDR, he really starts to spam that, and you have trouble just doing regular trades. You need to all in him. So yeah, that's a little bit of the Vlad matchup when he has Phase Rush. Obviously with the Fountain Flash, it's a little... it's not ideal. Like, it went better than it was supposed to, but even then you saw I was kind of just winning slightly regardless of that fact. And then also you have the cheesy level 1 stuff, which Olaf can totally get away with. You just need to be smart about it. Like, if they have Jax jungle, Renekton top, it's probably suicide. If they have Camille top, Mundo jungle, probably suicide. Unless you Q scout, like you go here and then you throw the Q in. But against, super weak level 1, Vlad and Echo, then you can get away with it a lot more. And just one final point on that, you saw Vlad actually walked around this way. The reason he did that is because his level 1 is so weak, I could be in Tribush, and if he comes this way, then I can just chunk him down to half and walk away. People probably won't do this long walk around very much at lower elos. Even in high elo, I see most people just go to the Tribush regardless of how strong they are. But it's something to keep in mind is that if you're trying to steal the buff, you don't want the laner you're like walking into you, right? But if you want to kill the laner or just like harass the laner and you're here, or maybe even if you're just here and he's like walking into the bush, and you can dump some damage and walk away. It's just, you gotta think about what your goal is and like what the enemy is likely to do.